Hey guys, it's McLean's Diecast here, and welcome back to another 1/50th scale model review. Today we have the 1/50th scale Kenworth T880 tandem axle day cab tractor with East Genesis frameless dump trailer by First Gear. This model has been eagerly awaited by many collectors, and now that it's out, we'll do a review on it. So if you are interested in buying one, that you can make a decision for yourself whether it's worth the money or not. So let's get into the review. And here we have a look at the box. It's a standard First Gear windowed box with the plastic formers that must be separated. You can see that it has ages 14 and up on one corner, and on the other corner it says 1/50th scale diecast replica with the First Gear logo in the center of the box. Look at the top here, 1/50th scale diecast replica, pretty basic. The bottom has a little more information on what the model is, the model number, what color it is, licensing from Kenworth, PACCAR, and East. You get the information for contact on First Gear, and that's pretty much it. The back of the box is plain, and the sides just simply say First Gear 1/50th scale replica. So that's the box, pretty basic, and let's get on to the review. So to start off the review, we'll look over the functionality of the model. Of course, right now you can see that the main function of the model is the dump trailer. The dump trailer does dump, but this is as high as the trailer will dump. It will not raise up any more than this. It is kind of a disappointment that the trailer won't lift any higher, especially compared to the Sword East dump trailer and most of the 1/50th scale dump trucks. Of course, it is frameless, so you do see that frameless only goes through half of the trailer, and it does pick up the rear axles, or one of the rear axles, off the ground. We'll lower the trailer back down and move on to the tailgate. Swing it around here, give you guys a good view of it. And you can see here that there is a little tiny handle, and it does in fact open the little coal gate in the back of the tailgate. So that is a neat little function. Interesting that they decided to implement that one. If I can get it to go back down, there you go. Interesting that they chose to implement that while not implementing a sand gate like your typical dump truck. The only way to actually open the tailgate is to move or pick up this little plastic handle here. Little plastic handle, which I believe will be fragile, so try to be careful with it. And then swinging the tailgate open like a barn door. But it doesn't go any further than that, so it doesn't open much more than 90 degrees. So it doesn't really get out of the way and fold over to the other side like a typical barn door would. Though, because of the lack of dump height, it does not touch the ground, so there is no concern there when dumping, but it would be nice to see it fold all the way around. So we'll close the tailgate back up. Of course, be mindful of this little plastic handle and lock it back down to lock the tailgate shut. The trailer has no working suspension, the truck has no working suspension, but these trailer jacks do in fact function, but you have to twist them. So that's how those work. They do raise and lower. Probably won't display the trailer by itself, so I don't really need that on my model. Of course, you can see the truck does have a good range of working steering, and the hood opens up nice and wide. So that pretty much covers it for the functionality of the model. The fifth wheel does not slide like it does on some of the other trucks, like by Diecast Masters and Tonkin replicas. And the doors do not open, though that isn't a huge detraction from the model. So that's about it for the functionality. We'll move on to the next segment of the review. Now, to start off the detail portion of the review, we'll take a look at the truck itself. Now, the front grille is a nice chrome piece with black highlight paint showing the pattern of the mesh in the grille. Of course, it is solid. It is not actually transparent on this model, but it does look the part. There's a nice big Kenworth logo in the center of the grille, and there is a nice black hitch pin on the chrome bumper. You go on up to the top of the truck, you can see the chrome sun visor along with orange highlight paint and silver highlight paint on the running lights on the top of the cab. You can see that the backs of the mirrors are chrome, and you have transparent headlights on this model. We'll turn the truck on around and we'll take a look at the cab and hood. You can see that there is highlight paint for reflectors down here, and there's a casting detail here where I believe would be a reflector, but it is not highlighted with any paint. Now you have some nice simulated texture here in the vent on the grille, which is highlighted in black paint, as is all of the window gaskets, the fender flares, the wheel hubs, and the door handle. The T880 logo here on the door and the Kenworth logo on the hood are nice clear decals. And you can see the big fuel tank here has detail on the banding and the fuel cap. There are steps cast into the tank, but there is no anti-slip texture. You can see here you've got the DEF tank with a nice blue cap. You can see black highlight paint on the top of these fenders. The rims are all nice details with bolt heads and simulated holes. It would be nice if they were drilled through, but I can't complain too much. There is various bolt detailing along the frame and suspension, along with anti-slip texture here on the deck plate. You can see that there is a hydraulic fluid tank mounted behind the cab, which is something that was missing on the Sword 357 with East dump trailer set that was released several years ago, so it's nice to see that addition. There are several fine metal handrails on the exhaust stacks and behind the cab, along with black weather stripping around the 3 windows in the back of the cab. The exhaust stacks have decals printed on their what would be the guards, so there are no holes, but they do look the part. And of course you've got the aluminum headache rack. Continue along to the back, you can see the headache rack a little better. Move this up a little bit more. And of course you've got a window there in the center with some metal guards, and you've got the 3 different the air lines and hydraulic lines there. They do not attach to the trailer, they're just coiled up behind the headache rack. The fifth wheel is somewhat basic, there's a little bit of detail there, but nothing crazy. Of course you can see your reverse lights and your brake lights on the back of the truck. No logos on the plastic mud flaps. They're pretty basic, and we'll just keep on going around. Mostly the same story on this side of the truck. It does have dual stacks. You can see the air tanks and some other little details here on the frame. You've got the battery box once again. No anti-slip texture, no opening compartments or anything like that. But it is fairly nice, of course. We'll open up the hood and look inside. We've got a nice detailed engine and radiator. Different lines and stuff. You can see the diamond plate, deck plate, and some of the detail on top of the cab. Go underneath. It's pretty basic. It says first gear, licensed by PACCAR. You can see your drivetrain, transmission, some other detail in the brakes and the air canisters. So it is nice to see that. There is some nice detail under the truck. So yeah, that's the detail segment on the truck. We will bring the trailer in next. So now on to the trailer. I was going to put the jack stands down so the trailer would sit level during the review, but I discovered that one of the jack stands on my trailer will not lower. It gets stuck at about a quarter of the way down. So I decided to just leave them up for this portion of the review. Of course, you can see lots of nice graphics. You've got the Genesis logo, the East logo, DOT striping that runs the length of the body, along with lots of little highlighted lights on the side of the orange paint. There are some steps back here that are nice casting. There is no anti-slip texture, but they are part of the metal casting. There is a nice warning graphic down here, pretty clear. You can see there's a couple little bolt details here on the frame where the frameless part of the trailer mounts to the dump body. You go on back, there's some bolt detailing here at the tailgate, along with this little handle that you would use to unlock the tailgate. The jack stands have a nice thin metal handle and a few bolt details. The rims are pretty much the same as the truck, but there is less bolt detailing, and they do look a little distracting without the holes drilled in them because they are very shiny and they just look like a solid piece. There is ribs inside the trailer, as you can see, and my version has the polished aluminum dump body. There are some versions that have a silver dump body that's like a matte silver. But moving on around, we'll go to the back of the trailer. And you can see the East logo here on the trailer, along with the fine metal handle and Genesis logo, more DOT striping, and brake lights on the back of the trailer, some more bolt details. Nice casting detail in the plastic mud flaps, but like I said, they are plastic and they do not bend in any way, shape, or form. Of course, I showed earlier that this tailgate section folds up and that the tailgate spins on around as a barn door, but I once again would like to have seen it as a sand gate. And going on to the other side, pretty much basic stuff, it's all the same. On the top, you can see the inside of the dump body, nothing special. On the bottom, though, there are some lines running from front to back for the brakes and the lights, and you can see the suspension and brakes are modeled nicely on the trailer. You can see the bottom of the frame, along with the kingpin. It says First Gear, made in Episode, Iowa, and yeah, pretty basic underneath. And going up to the front, you can see that there are East logos printed on the plastic mud flaps at the front. Nice East logo. More warning labels. Another line here on the trailer, probably a hydraulic line. You can see what appears to be a door to enter the dump bed, along with steps and metal handrails. So that's nice. There's also East logos on these mud flaps here in front of the tires. And the tread pattern is the same on both the truck and the trailer. It is a nice road texture. So we'll get the model back together and finish out the review in a second. We are joined once again by the full model truck and trailer. And overall, my thoughts on this model is it is a nice truck and it is a nice dump trailer. There is limited functionality. I would have liked to have seen the dump bed raise higher and the tailgate have a sandgate option and the barn door to open a little more. But I'm sure engineering constraints required those functions not to be implemented so that they could keep the cost down on the model. And that is one of my big problems with this model, is it's nice, but I don't believe it's really worth $130. Now, of course, I've got mine, and I'll probably keep it. I don't think I'll sell it. But if you have a small budget for a modeling collection, I might think twice about this model. That being said, it is a very nice model, and I would recommend it to someone who has a little bit of money to burn, wants a nice truck and trailer combination. The T880 is a very nice truck presented by First Gear, with additions like the hydraulic fluid tank is really nice, something you don't see on a lot of other truck models, and I think it makes a nice pair with the trailer. I think it would have been better priced at some of the original prices for the lowboy sets, about $100 to $110. $130 just seems like a bit much for this combination. But that being said, take what you like from this review, make your own decisions. Your collection is not my collection, so I can't tell you exactly what you're going to like and dislike. So, I hope this has helped you some to make a decision. But yeah, once again, I'm still working on getting my lighting right, so it seems a little off in this video. I hope you will pardon that, and hopefully it will be fixed by the next video. I've been working on getting a little setup going, but it isn't all ready yet. So thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed the review. See you later.